Good evening and welcome to the September 2019 edition of Curriculum Connection. I'm Medford's Curriculum Director, Laura Lundy. Tonight's focus is on the new math curriculums at the middle and the high school. After a study of math materials last year, the math department has made a decision. The elementary math programs will remain the same, while the middle and high school programs have changed. The middle school adopted the program they piloted, called Illustrative Math, and the high school adopted CPM. High school math teacher Brad Borkart says that although a CPM math class may look different than the traditional lecture-style math class, the math content has not changed.
That is the same for sure as the content, the topics that we're studying, and the sequence, even what happens in each class in algebra and geometry and algebra 2 is pretty much exactly the same as what we're used to in the traditional curriculum set.
One of the biggest differences in the CPM program is how it's structured.
So one main big difference is that the kids are in kind of four kid study groups during the hour, and most of class time is used in kind of a discovery kind of setting, something that they're learning by working together, asking tough questions, and then what's a little different then is their homework might not have anything to do with what we were learning in class that day. And it's just a more of always reviewing things from things they've learned in the past is what shows up on their homework. And that's one of the pillars of CPM. The M stands for mixed space practice, which I think makes a lot of sense, that we don't just do one problem 30 times and then we think we've learned it. We'll do that same problem multiple times over weeks. Before then it's even on an assessment. So it makes more sense to me that they're learning multiple concepts or reviewing multiple concepts over lots of days. And then the in-class activity looks a little different than what a normal lecture would look like.
The change has had mixed results from students. One student says that although the mixed space problems are difficult, she is enjoying the new structure.
Well, this math goes back to math we learned a couple years ago and we kind of forgot, and refreshes that memory, as well as also teaching us new things and making us actually think. It doesn't just teach one lesson at a time and hope you remember it at the end of the quarter.
I like the CPM because it always reviews things that you learned before, so that you don't make sure you don't forget anything, whereas with the other one they never really reviewed.
The other thing that kids have said is it's a little frustrating for their homework that it isn't what we did in class that day, so they might not remember that concept that they learned a little while ago, but I promised them that there's help available. The book, the ebook, has great homework hints and links to lots of things that they have access to. I will not leave them hanging. We'll always answer their questions. So there's not the teacher isn't helping is just not true. The teacher is available to help, but it might be a process that they're going through and not a quick, easy answer from the teacher.
A pillar of CPM is collaborative learning, where students work together through problems in a team setting. Although this practice prepares students for real-world situations, teachers and students say it's not always comfortable.
It's just people can sometimes overthrow other people's ideas and just go with their way. My group, we kind of work through that and we all come to a final conclusion together and we help each other get to that conclusion.
I think the biggest challenge that we face is getting kids to buy into the group work, the team roles. I've had it happen already in the first 3 weeks where, okay, 2 kids feeling frustrated, they just want to back out. Well, then the other 2 kids get huffy with them, and that's actually great learning that's happening there too, in terms of how are we as people and what do we look like in the workforce. We can't talk like that to each other, we can't do behaviors that would make our team mad. So that is a good thing, but it's something that I think we'll work all year on those things.
You cut X out, what happened to the 12 and the 2?
Another advantage of decreasing the amount of lecture is that it increases the amount of student-to-student interaction and student-to-teacher attention.
Can you talk to me about how you got that answer?
Yeah. So we flipped those ones over to here.
One thing that I really like about it is we get to hear a lot more math talk kid to kid, and that was not the case in a lecture. There was great kid to teacher talk in an all group lecture, but kids could check out and disengage and maybe not really be a part of the class for that day. Whereas in this setting, with their group of 4, it's a little harder for them to just check out. They're expected to engage and be a part of the discussion going on, and I've enjoyed hearing that talk. But they don't like that. They won't pick that. Most humans wouldn't pick that, but when they do it, it's really valuable. It's good stuff.
The middle school math program is similar to CPM. Illustrative math also uses the traditional math content and skills while focusing on connecting math to real-world problems.
It's like a problem-based, curriculum, and a lot of the strategies are the same. They go through a lot of the standard algorithms that were taught, traditionally in school. One thing that you kind of see a difference in is there's it's not just a set of 10 problems that you just got to sit down and do. There's a lot of like real life application problems that they use for it. So they use maybe those standard algorithms or traditional ways of solving problems and apply it to something that you would see in the real world.
Like CPM, illustrative math also provides students more opportunities to be active.
Yeah, we did it, guys. We're so smart.
I think my favorite thing about illustrative is that I really see the kids are active in their learning. They're talking to each other. There's just a lot of problem cards and manipulatives for them to use. So they're moving a lot. They're doing things. And a lot of ways, the problems are laid out. So a lot of times there's not one right answer, but they have to use math to justify their answer. So it gives a chance for all kids in class to participate in the conversation and feel like they really owned a piece of the discussion.
Both illustrative math and CPM do an excellent job of teaching students math, problem solving, and teamwork, which Calista points out are all skills she will need to be successful in her future career.
Yeah, because I'm sure as like a biologist or something in that field, you have to like work with each other to figure out like a diagnosis or a problem and how to fix it the best way and like actually get it fixed.
For Curriculum Connection, I'm Laura Lundy.